Hey, Facebook, how you doing? It's your boy Terry Crews. I am here. What's up? This is really cool, man. It says try swiping for a different look. I'm like, oh, look at this. Oh, I got all these looks. Oh, it's cool. That's a little more colorful. Hey, it's Terry Crews. This is Dirty Little Secret 7, self-discipline versus willpower. Man, this dirty little secret thing just keeps going because there's so many questions. So many people want to know what I did in order to beat addiction, beat addiction to pornography. But a lot of people out there are addicted to other things, alcohol, sex, whatever else it is. I don't know. But what's crazy is that, you know, self-discipline is the key that really gets you every bit of success in your life. Like, without self-discipline, you can't achieve pretty much anything. It is the indispensable part of being successful in any way, shape, or form. You need to have self-discipline. But the big thing is that people tend to feel like discipline is punishment. I had this talk with my son. I told him, I said, what do you think discipline is? He was like, it's when you punish me. I said, no, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is training. That's all it is. Discipline is training. And when you think about it the right way, you start to understand it and you start to welcome this kind of thing in your life. But if it's not, if it's always viewed as punishment, it's something to be avoided. It's something that you just don't want any part of. But this is my thing that I want to reiterate to a lot of people, is that willpower does not work in a lot of ways. Cold turkey does not work. When you're trying to beat a habit that has been in your life for so long, and you try to go cold turkey, you will inevitably fail. Because it's basically, you are standing on a bed of nails and fighting your way through something. It's almost like hanging off the side of a building or swimming, and eventually you get tired and eventually you will fall. What we have to do is train ourselves, and self-discipline is the key. Self-discipline is one of the things that's forever. I have to give you a workout analogy. You can have a trainer, and, the trainer will be there for you and the whole thing. But there's a time when your trainer is not going to be available. You're going out of town. You need to do something. And the thing is that self-discipline is the thing that will take you there. You have to be self-trained. You have to know how to train yourself. I tell everybody, your trainer, whoever your trainer is, when you work out, he should be working his way out of your life. You should be able to do your workout on your own eventually. The whole thing about a trainer is to show you things and show you ways that you haven't seen before, but eventually you should be moving on and being able to do it yourself. This is the same thing with pornography addiction. Crazy thing, I'm gonna show this. This came up this week in Time magazine. And it blew me away. I was like, wow, look at this. Why young men who grew up with internet porn are becoming the advocates for turning it off. And I'm actually mentioned in the article. I didn't even know. I was looking at it. I turned around. I'm like, wow, they said Terry Crews basically talked about his own problem, his dirty little secret, and put it out there. And again, there are a lot of people who are doubting whether this is an addiction or compulsion or whatever it is. But for me, it was a problem, okay? And I knew it was a problem. And it's a problem for a lot of people out there, believe me. I'm getting all the emails and all the letters and different things, and I know I'm not alone, and neither are you. So my thing is, I broke it down. I actually went to Forbes magazine and kind of broke down some things about self-discipline that blew me away. These are 5 things that will help you in your path to self-discipline. Number 1 is to remove temptations. This is something that I had to do which blew me away. I mean, when I started out, I had to get rid of a lot of social media, Twitter and different things off my phone, just because there were things that would trigger me to see certain things that would make me want to view pornography. It was something that I had to get rid of. I couldn't watch it on the phone. I just had to get rid of it. Now it's something I can handle. But at the time, I couldn't do it. And it was a thing where I had a thing called Covenant Eyes that was on all my computers and the whole thing, so that anything that was, all the stuff that I went to, it went to my wife, it went to my friend, I had accountability partners, and I had people to keep me straight in a lot of ways. And even now, I never erase my browser history, just so anybody who uses my computers can look and see where I've been. And it's one of those things where you like, man, you go to something that's questionable, you're going to have to answer for it. So now you're just like, man, with all the trouble and all the pain of that, I don't even want to do it. With all this stuff I've been through, I don't even want to get near it. Number 2 is to eat regularly and healthy. In therapy, they had a thing called HALT. HALT was kind of wild because HALT is called, you are more vulnerable when you are hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. You have to be cognizant of when you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, and that's when you have to halt. Figure out what's going on, decide, wow, do I really want to, get on a computer right now? Or do I really want to, this is the things that really, once you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, you are most susceptible to almost breaking down your self-discipline, no matter what it is, be it food, be it drink, be it whatever. If you want to discipline yourself, understand when you are and take care of it. When you're hungry, eat. When you're angry, calm down. When you're lonely, find someone to talk to. When you're tired, get some rest. And I'm telling you, you wake up and it's a whole different thing and you're stronger than ever before. And number 3, don't wait for it to feel right. Okay, now we're talking some brain stuff. This is brain knowledge here. It blows me away. There's a part of your brain called the Basal Ganglia, and that is it's kind of like all your habits are made out of there. It's like the seat of your emotions, your memory. All your habits are basically in that part of the brain, but your decisions are made in the prefrontal cortex. This is the different part of your brain. This is wild because it's not habit, but it's a decision. So what's going to happen is, as you try to do new things, it feels wrong. It feels terrible. It feels off. You're wondering what is going on. I don't feel right. Start to love that feeling. That feeling of being uncomfortable is what's building new habits in your brain. Your brain is like a record, and it's got grooves already built in. But pornography or whatever is hurting you scratches your record. And it starts to jump every time it comes back around on that certain part. What you need to do, by making these new decisions, you're burning new grooves so that you can get back to the smooth music. It's kind of like healing all the scratches on your record. You ever had, back in the day, we had a DVD where you would just wipe it off. And you would put a little cleanser on it, wipe it off, and put it back in the DVD player, and it wouldn't skip anymore. Well, that's what this does. When you are working with your prefrontal cortex and making decisions that are right and good and positive, this is why cold turkey doesn't work. You can't just you can't get rid of something and go to nothing. You have to get rid of something and replace it with good things. Replace it. The thing that the time when you would have been watching pornography, go ahead and put it into your business. Sexual energy is creative energy. Put it into your life. Put it into something that you always wanted to do, something you always wanted to be. When you were a kid, what was that dream? A lot of people go back to when you were, before this addiction, before this stuff. When you were a kid, you remember how happy you were. You didn't have to have these problems. It felt better. Go back to that. Go back to that, and literally you will change your life. Now, number 4 is to schedule breaks, treats, and rewards for yourself. When you do good, give yourself a reward. Listen, The reward is not pornography. Let me get this straight. But you do want to reward yourself with little treats. When you do good and you've gone a long way, hey, you know what? Get yourself some ice cream. Get yourself that little thing you wanted. Buy yourself that little deal that you always wanted, something that tells yourself that you have made it, you've done it, you've done well. Hey, what's up, everybody? That's a lot of people coming in. I like it. And number 5, the final one is forgive yourself and move forward. Forgive yourself. You know what? You're going to slip up. This is where the willpower and the whole thing, it fails. You watch something you shouldn't watch. You've done something you shouldn't have done. Forgive yourself. Confess it. Literally tell somebody and move on. Just move on. Tell somebody, hey man, I messed up today. It wasn't a good day, but tomorrow will be better. And as you'll see that, it's kind of like slave. It's like being a slave. Even if you're free, the sensation of bondage is still there. Sometimes if you had chains on your life, on your arms and ankles your whole life, let me tell you something. It's still there. It feels like it's still there, even though you're free, and those sensations will still be there. But I want to let you know, but you really are free. The real deal is that you are free. And that's the truth. And you do not let shame take you out of the game. I'm going to introduce you to some of these books that really helped me on the way, to recovery and the whole thing. This is a great book by Patrick Carnes. It's called Don't Call It Love. And it was recovery from sexual addiction. And it was really a powerful, powerful book, man. It's kind of scary when you see it. You're like, man, how deep it gets. It really, really kind of like you see it in a whole new light and you realize, man, I got to get this stuff out of my life. Anything bad, I got to get it out of my life. And it deals with a lot of things, more like sex addiction. My deal was pornography, but, it deals with a lot of issues because usually someone who's addicted to certain things like drugs or whatever is usually addicted to more than one thing, which is wild. Another book that was really cool is called Do One Thing Different. 10 Simple Ways to Change Your Life. And it's really, really cool because a lot of times we get into therapy and we can be like, I know why it was somebody took my rattle when I was 3 years old and that's why I'm messed up right now. But the thing is what are you going to do about it? Okay? What are you going to do about it? We have really therapized our way into knowing exactly why, but you don't get paid for what you know. You only get paid for what you do. That's it. So do one thing different. It talks about just changing the pattern, shaking it up, doing something that you haven't done before, which shakes these deals up, and all of a sudden you can burn these new grooves in your brain. Everybody, I love you, Facebook. This is a 13-minute video, a lot longer than I thought it would be. But again, I promised you, I wasn't going to stop talking about it. I promised you, I got 30,000 people. What's up? Hey, man, I got people from all over the world. There are languages I can't even read here. But all of the 7 million people that have been following me on this Facebook, I just want to tell you I love you. I care about you. I don't have to do this, but I want to do this. I want to because it helps me and it helps you. And that's my whole goal. And, I tell you, man, it's an honor to be able to speak to you, to talk to you, and to go live like this, man. It's what I'm about. It's where I am. You see my Star Wars wallpaper right here. I love my Star Wars wallpaper. This is my office, so it's beautiful. Look at that. This is how we do. I'm a Star Wars man, you know what I mean? So I love you guys. Man, stay cool. Please keep coming with your questions. Come and I'll just do my best to answer and help everybody out there. And let's do the video. And look, if you don't agree, tell me. If you don't agree, if you say this is bunk, this is crazy. But this show, this Time Magazine, y'all, it's a real deal. It's real. Crazy. Love you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. It's a wonderful day, man. You can do it. You got it. Ah!